operating system or the evolution of operating system. So, the evolution of various types of operating systems can be briefly described as follows. Your batch operating system, multi-programming operating system, and your time-sharing operating system, multi-processor operating system, real-time operating system, distributed operating system, network operating system, likewise. Okay, so in batch processing operating system, this was used in the earlier age. So to speed up the processing jobs with the similar needs, whether in number of jobs like your job 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if there is a number of jobs are there, then what happens, these 1, 2, 3 jobs are present in one batch, means if they need printer, they put into one batch, and if another 3, 4, 5, 6, these need some another types of tasks and they need another thing, then they put in one batch. Okay, so jobs with similar needs were batched together and were run through the computer as a group. So the definite features of the batch system is lack of the interaction between the users and the jobs while that job is executing. Okay, for that reason, the disadvantages here is that the CPU remains often idle. So in a batch operating system, we can say there is an operator which takes similar jobs having same requirements and group them into batches, and it is the responsibility of the operator to sort the jobs with the similar needs. Okay, as you see in this diagram. Okay, this is the operator. Okay, this is the operators, and this is the responsibility of the operator to sort the jobs with similar needs. Okay, then come to your multi-programming operating system. Okay, so this multi-programming operating system is similar to your time-sharing operating system. So here in multi-programming operating system, what happened that here in this type of operating system, more than one programs will reside into a main memory. Like here you can see that, okay, multi-programming operating system. So here what happens that once this jobs needs an input output operation, the operating system switch to some another jobs. Okay, so it switched to some another job, that is your CPU and operating system always busy at that time. Means suppose if process आया P1, P2, P3 different processes doing their work, and suppose P1 प्रोसेस को एक इनपुट का जरूरत पड़ा, तो वो कुछ समय के लिए इनपुट लेने के लिए गया. So here the other process, that is P2, comes and get the CPU and it will do its work, and if अगर उसका काम खत्म हो गया तो वो P2 एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा. सो नाउ P1 जो इनपुट ऑपरेशन जरूरत पड़ा था वो क्या करेगा, थोड़ी देर के लिए क्या करेगा, वो अगेन रिज्यूम होगा, देन इट विल बिगिन इट्स टास्क अगेन रिज्यूम करेगा. So jobs in the memory are always less than the number of jobs on the disk, or you can say job pool. So if several jobs are ready to run at the same time, then the system chooses which one to run through the processes of CPU scheduling. So for that reason, we are using here different CPU scheduling algorithms. So in non-multi-programmed system, there are moments when CPU sits idle and does not do any task, but in multi-programming, CPU will never be idle. It keeps on processing always. Okay, and for that reason, we can say that here we are giving some times to other process also, so that they will execute their task, and for that reason CPU never remains idle. So now come to your time sharing operating system. Okay, in time sharing operating system, टाइम शेयरिंग ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में आप क्या पाओगे ना, वी आर डिवाइडिंग द टाइम. ओके, सो हियर each task is given some time to execute so that all the tasks work simultaneously. Each users get time the CPU as they use single system, and these systems you can say are also known as multitasking system. Like here we are giving some times. Okay, and here what happens that the task can be from single user or different users also, and the time that each task gets to execute is called as your quantum time, whether it is 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So number of processes comes to execute their task, then P1, P2, P3. Suppose we are taking 2 seconds as the quantum time, and P1 needs 10 seconds to complete its work. Then what happens after completion of 2 seconds, it automatically, the CPU automatically switch to some another process. Okay, then 2 seconds execute, then it goes to another process. So at this time each of the processes needs the CPU and also get some time to execute their task. Okay, so after this time interval is over, OS switches over to next task. Okay, now come to in time sharing, what advantages. First thing, in batch operating system, what happens, the advantage, it's very it's multi users can share the batch system here, and the time idle times for batch system is very less, and it is easy to manage large work repeatedly in your batch system. Disadvantage क्या हो रहा है ना, the computer operator should be well known with the batch system, and यहाँ पे interaction नहीं हो पा रहा है, and it is sometimes more costly as compared to others. So other jobs will have to wait for an unknown time if any job fails. So example of the batch operating system, that is your payroll system या बैंक statement. Okay, देन आपका टाइम शेयरिंग ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का एडवांटेज आपका हो सकता है कि ईच टास्क गेट्स इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी, less chances of duplication of the software, and CPU idle time can be reduced. Disadvantage हो सकता है because we are switches from one task to another task, so reliability problem हो सकता है, it needs more security and integrity as the user programs and data is there, and data communication problem हो सकता है. Multiprocessor, likewise your multiprocessor operating system. Multiprocessor operating system हम लोग किसे बोलेंगे? Okay, multiprocessor operating system, here we can say a multiprocessor system consists of several processors that share a common physical memory, and the computing power and speed here is very high. So in multiprocessor system, all the processors operate under single operating system. Some multiplicity of the processor, how they do act together, are transparent to the others. Okay, so here advantage हो सकता है, it enhance the performance, and because of the multiprocessor execution of several tasks by different processor concurrently, and increases the system's throughput without speeding up the execution of the single task. Okay, then we can say that real-time operating system. Okay, real-time operating system, what happens here, these types of operating serves the real-time system, so the जो practically implement होता है, and this the time interval required to process and response to input is very small. So this time interval is called as your response time. So there are two types of real-time operating system, that is your hard real-time operating system एक होता है, soft real-time operating system होता है. So what is the purpose of it? The real-time operating system is a special purpose operating system which is used when there are rigid time requirement on operation of the processor or the flow of data. Okay, so we can say that example of the operating मतलब रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आर योर आप रोबोट बोल लो, या फिर आपका मिसाइल लॉन्च बोल लो. ओके, या फिर आप ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल सिस्टम. ओके, So, but here the hard real time operating system meant for the applications where time constants are very strict and even the shortest possible delay is not acceptable. But in soft real time operating system में क्या होता है ना, आपका जो टाइम कांस्टेंट रहता है दैट इज लेस स्ट्रिक्ट. ओके, सो यहाँ पे वो एक एडवांटेज हो सकता है कि आपका मैक्सिमम यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ डिवाइसेस एंड सिस्टम, दस मोर आउटपुट फ्रॉम ऑल द रिसोर्सेज, टास्क शिफ्टिंग है, इट्स फोकस ऑन द एप्लीकेशंस. Disadvantage में it's very few tasks run at the same time and their concentration is very less on a few applications to avoid the errors, and sometimes system resources are not so good and they are expensive as well. Okay, device driver and interrupt signals, it needs specific device driver and interrupt signals to respond easiest to interrupt. Okay, so example of that, this I already told you that industrial control system हो सकता है, medical imaging system हो सकता है, scientific experiment, robots, traffic control system etc. ओके, वैसे आपका प्रोसेस कंट्रोल सिस्टम होता है. द प्रोसेस कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स आर वेरी डेडिकेटेड सिस्टम and they are dedicated to a single application, not all other applications. So there is no need to manage sharing among concurrent application programs. Distributed system is an interconnection of two or more nodes or computers, but the processors do not share their memory. There is only one memory. They are not each individual having their own memory, and these systems are also called as loosely coupled system. Okay, now come to structure of operating system. Okay, we will discuss the structure of operating system. So here this is we already discussed it. The structure of a computer system is your users are there and they interact with the operating system through some system program, application programs, application program that is compiler, database, schemes, video player, browser, system programs, cell editors, compiler etc. Operating system, special program which interface between user and hardware. Okay, because we are not directly, because hardwares are they understand only low level language, that is 0 and 1. So hardware, CPU, disk, memory etc. So what is the structure of operating system? So from generation and development of operating system, there are various structure of operating system. The first one is your simple structure that consists of application program, that is top of the stack, and in the base there is ROM, basic input output device driver, then resident system programs. Okay, so we cannot say that it didn't well defined structure. Okay, because this is initially used and old operating system में use होता था, like your DOS operating system, disk operating system, and here the device driver access to the device driver, then here resident system program access from device driver, then here ROM BIOS device driver, application program likewise from access from the resident device driver, then your ROM BIOS device driver, but it also access directly the ROM BIOS device driver. So ये एक disadvantage हो सकता है. So in this structure, this is not a well structured, or we can say that the interface label and functions are not separated as well. It is not layered structure. Okay, ये दिख रहा है ऐसे, but it is not layered structure. So if in application program, if the entire system crashes, then it will affect this base, that is your ROM BIOS device driver, because there is directly access concept is there. Next, come to monolithic structure that is used in your Unix operating system. So here this kernel, this is the kernel part, and everything is packed into one level called as your kernel, that is here, and there are too many functions packed into one level. This is one level, this is one level. There are a number of functions in one level. Okay, they are not separated from each other. Okay, and because of that, updation and modification is very difficult. Okay, like if I need a CPU scheduling, you have to go through all the packed function. मतलब unnecessarily CPU शेड्यूलिंग यहाँ है तो मुझे जाना पड़ेगा यहाँ जहाँ पे कि पेज रिप्लेसमेंट, डिमांड पेजिंग, वर्चुअल मेमोरी भी है. Okay, so that's the disadvantage. Then come to layer structure. This is one of the advantage in case of the operating system structure as a development. So the layer 0 में आपका हार्डवेयर है, then layer 1, layer 2 as layer n, जहाँ पे कि लास्ट आपका जो यूजर इंटरफेस है. ओके, वन थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेम्बर दैट जब ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का टू पार्ट्स रहता है, जैसे कि आपका सेल एंड कर्नल. कर्नल इज द कोर ऑफ द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम एंड आपका सेल कमांड, एंड यूजिंग द सेल कमांड वी कैन डू आवर टास्क. ओके, then here you can see that this OS is divided a number of layers here. That's the advantage obviously, and this is the user interface layer. This is the in the 0th layer, that is the hardware, and this is the contrast with the monolithic structure. Okay, so broken the function into different layers, it's easy to implement and debug. Okay, like CPU scheduling or CPU debugging only look that layer. Okay, अगर CPU scheduling वही layer पे है तो वो it only see that layer only. Okay, but it's very difficult to handle it and carefully and specifically best इसको use करने का जरूरत पड़ता है. Then microkernel, so this is the user mode here, this is the kernel mode, and in here this is the client program and device driver, file server, process server, then virtual memories are there. And in kernel mode there is kernel, microkernel and hardware are present here. Modules में देखो, that's the advantage of all this operating system structure. If device is modeled into different ways, that is scheduling classes, file system, device bus driver, miscellaneous modules, string modules, executable formats, loadable system calls and call kernels. Okay, so here जब मुझे scheduling का जरूरत हुआ, I only goes to this place. फाइल का जरूरत हुआ फाइल सिस्टम मैनेज का तो आई विल गोज टू दिस प्लेस. हार्डवेयर डिवाइस बस ड्राइवर का जरूरत हुआ काम तो आई विल गोज टू दिस डिवाइस. सो इट्स वेरी इजियर टू check the or implement and debug anything. Okay, so for today this much.